What's up, everybody? This is the Gays Against Groomers YouTube channel. I'm Jamie Michelle, the founder and president of Gays Against Groomers.
And I'm Sasha Michelle, the executive director for Gays Against Groomers and Jamie's wife.
This is our first episode here, and the things that we're going to discuss on this channel are trending news and other topics relating to our mission. So before we get started, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment on this video what you think and also what you'd like us to cover in the future. On today's episode, we're going to be discussing why a vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz is a vote for child mutilation.
So let's jump right into it. It's recently been uncovered that between 2019 and 2023, here in the United States, 13,994 children underwent sex change treatments. 5,747 minors had sex change surgeries, and 8,579 minors received hormone and puberty blockers, aka chemical castration drugs. On a side note, puberty blockers such as Lupron have historically been given to pedophiles to chemically castrate them, and now we're just giving them to children. And lastly, a whopping 62,682 minors were prescribed those hormones and puberty blockers.
So it turns out the thing that they say isn't happening actually happens quite a lot. Let it be known that this is conversion therapy. Child sex changes, gender-affirming care for children. These kids are still developing. They don't know who they are. It's already confusing enough growing up, especially in this time. And to rush them into permanent decisions is child abuse. And it is conversion therapy, only 1,000 times worse because, the old-fashioned conversion therapy didn't leave you with missing body parts or chemically castrated. My whole life, I've been a tomboy. As a kid, I was a tomboy. I'm still a tomboy now. I'm a very androgynous woman, and so it terrifies me, and I see myself in these kids. All of us in Gays Against Groomers do. The most gender non-conforming kids typically just grow up to be gay adults. And I know for a fact that if I were born just a few decades later, I would have been a victim of this radical gender ideology. I would have been led to believe and believed myself that I was born in the wrong body. And if my parents bought into it like so many parents do and believe they're actually helping their children, I would have been permanently medicalized. And yet not a single day of my life have I wanted to be a boy or a man.
These children cannot consent to these lifelong consequences that come from these decisions that they are making at 12 and 13 years old. And if you are a gay, lesbian, bi, or transgender adult and you are not outraged by these numbers, you are the very reason that the acceptance of our community is dropping. A majority of us gay people do not accept this. In fact, we actually hate this, and we will do anything to stop gender-affirming care for minors.
And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out why acceptance of us is dropping and why the backlash is growing. All you see coming from our community these days is the assault on children. Whether or not most of us despise what's happening and stand against it, all you see right now, all that makes the news are these clips showing all of this being pushed on children, children being sexualized, indoctrinated, and medicalized in the name of LGBTQ+ rights and acceptance. And it's wrong.
So moving on to some more horrifying data. Up next, we have a survey of surgeons affiliated with the WPATH. 55% of surgeons reported performing vaginoplasty on minors. This study is from 2017. I can only imagine what those numbers are today. Boys and girls all over the country are having their healthy body parts removed in the name of gender-affirming care, and we are continually told that this is not happening. They are gaslighting us and telling us this isn't happening. We aren't doing these surgeries on children when clearly it's happening and it's real.
Now let's get into why a vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz is a vote for child mutilation.
Now, Gays Against Groomers is apolitical, but with the election right around the corner, we have to take a look at which candidate aligns with our mission and which one doesn't. And it's very clear. Kamala Harris, along with her running mate, Tim Walz, has been very vocal about supporting gender-affirming care for minors. And here's what we know. Both have supported laws that protect access to gender-affirming care for minors, arguing it's a matter of health care rights. Walz signed legislation in Minnesota aimed at protecting kids who think that they are trans from out-of-state interference in their medical care. And in schools, Tim Walz has enacted policies ensuring tampons are available in all boys' restrooms, which is completely insane. They have also advocated for legal protections that allow minors to receive sex reassignment procedures without parental consent.
It's actually hard to believe this is even happening, but it's all true.
He also supports allowing boys to compete in girls' sports and putting pornographic smut in school libraries. These young girls work so hard to be the best in their sport, all for it to be taken from them by a biological boy. Insane. But when we look at Donald Trump, he pledges to ban gender affirming care for minors.
In 2023, Trump put out a video saying that he would ban child sex changes federally, nationwide, on his first day in office.
The left-wing gender insanity being pushed on our children is an act of child abuse. Very simple. Here's my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children. Can you believe this? I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. I will then ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. It'll go very quickly.
This is an amazing win. This is exactly what needs to happen. And this is what Gays Against Groomers has been fighting for over 2 years. We've made a lot of progress, but the job will not be done until it is outlawed in every state. When we started Gays Against Groomers in 2022, only 4 states had either restricted or banned gender affirming care for minors, but now that number is 25. And while we've come a really long way, there's still a lot to do. And Donald Trump saying that he would ban it straight up is huge. Trump has also said that he will ban biological males from competing in girls' sports, which obviously is also extremely important.
So the decision is yours, but it's our job to keep you informed. Let us know what you think in the comments below.
Well, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to also follow us on X at Against GRMRS and on Instagram at Gays Against Groomers. If you want to learn more about our organization, join us, support us, head to gaysagainstgroomers.com and check out all the things we are doing right now. We have a book, we have a podcast, we're even working on a movie, and we have so much more going on. So definitely head to gaysagainstgroomers.com and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.